Hello, so here we have the Bernina B475. It's one of the Bernina 4 series. I'm going to show you how to do lettering um, on the machine. And this will apply to certainly all the 4 series, but also it's the same principle on a lot of the 5 series, the 7 series as well. The basics apply. Screen might look a slight bit different. From your standard screen, you pick lettering. So you've got a letter A on this side panel. So you click on that and it opens your different fonts. So each font style has a different folder. You've got your ordinary block, you've got your outline, you've got your script, you've also got your Cyrillic. So 3 that majority of us will be able to use. So you pick your style of lettering. So I'm going to go the script. Now, if you want to just have a row of a letter, you just click on it and it will just give you that letter over and over and over again. But what you really more likely to want to do is to actually create a name. So you have to press the plus button just here at the bottom of the stitching. That then allows you to combine your stitches to create your words. This button is also used with the standard stitches to be able to create your combinations of stitches, but in here it's used to create your words. So you've got uppercase, and if you just scroll up, you get to all your other letters, your European accents, your numbers, your full stops and bits and pieces, even an @ symbol so you can create your email addresses, and then your lowercase letters. So on this smaller screen, you just scroll up and down till you find what you want. You can also open this out. So what I'm just going to do is come back to the very top because I want a capital B. Then I'm going to scroll down to the lowercase. And then I've got an E, R, N, I, N, A. So I tap on each letter in turn as I find it, and it will appear here on the screen. Just in this box here, it then says 7 of 7. So there's 7 letters, and I'm actually highlighted. The bottom letter is highlighted. If I want to move up because I've maybe made a spelling mistake, or I just want to have a look, then I can just scroll up using the up and down arrows. And then the letter I'm now highlighted that is blue, if I decide I don't want that stitch and I want to delete something out, then I can do so. Or if I want to add a stitch in, a letter in that I've missed, then I can add that in here. What you can also do as well is we're just working with the small box here at the moment. If I click on this arrow just to the side of that box, it opens that box full screen. It makes it easier to see all your different letters, but it also shows what you've requested up here. Now, what you've also got up here, it shows you've got your uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and all your dashes, dots, etc., forward slashes, ands, etc., commas are all in here. So you don't have to necessarily scroll up. You can click and then scroll within that to get to your letters. So I want numbers, and this is the 475. So I'm actually going to put that in. But what I want first is a space. And the spaces are usually at the very bottom of your the numbers. So for a space, just put in one of your dashes and it will give you a large stitch that you can cut out. And then I'm going to put 475. So say in here you've got apostrophes, commas, ats for email addresses. So once you've got all that in place, now if I come back into that, what you'll see what I've done is I've actually, because I'd moved the cursor, I've now got that 475 right in the middle of the word Bernina, which I don't want. So I'm coming back to that 475 and that space, and I'm going to delete it out. So I'm using the backspace. So let's see what else I've got. So I've got the BER. I now need the end to go back in and then I scroll to the end using the arrows. So there I'm at the end. I then come back in, put that space in, and my 475. Close that down, and that is here. So there's 10 characters, which will now stitch. Now it will just keep going unless I tell it otherwise. So this will just keep repeating that Bernina 475 till I tell it to stop. So I'm stopping the machine. Now whenever you've been working on a sequence and you stop, this symbol will appear on your screen, and this is how you get back to the very beginning. So it takes you to the very beginning of that first stitch. So how we change that to stitch just once rather than repeating. If you come into your information screen, there's lots of bits you can do in here. The first one is you can potentially mirror image it different ways, but lettering you wouldn't do that so much. What I want to do is I can delete the whole thing, but what I want to do is select it. So I take this square here just above my finger, which gives you 3 little squares in there. If I click on that, all of the lettering I've put in appears blue, and it opens up a few more things. This symbol here, that triangle, generally means a pattern. It's got an X by the side of it, which is telling me it's just going to keep repeating. If I click on that, it will change to 1. And if I keep pressing it, it will work up through the numbers 2, 3, 4, all the way up until it gets to 9. And then when I press it again, it turns itself off. So I want this to stitch only the ones and then stop. So I click it to 1. That appears here on the screen. So I'm just going to raise the needle and move the fabric over. So that's the stitching it did. I'm going to move that over and stitch again. This time, because it's highlighted just 1, it will do just that stitching. And then stop automatically. So it works exactly the same principle no matter which font you're in. It's just on the 5 now, so it's showing you as it's stitching what section it is on in this screen here. So if you've decided you've finished, you don't want to any of that anymore, you can select it all and you've got the delete. If you're in that first page, then you can just delete an individual letter. Turn off the plus and it will give you back a single row of stitches.